Okay, can everyone please introduce themselves?
Mario.
Laura.
William. Greg. Robbie.
Okay, my name's Bridgette, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about bipolar disorder. I think it's safe to say that we've all heard someone described as being bipolar. I was in class one time with this lady, and we were talking about murderers, and she raised her hand and said, I had a neighbor one time, he was just crazy. I think he was like bipolar or something. And I couldn't help but wonder that not everyone knows what bipolar means. Is it just a person that can snap and go crazy at any time? Is it someone who has really bad mood swings? Well, yes, people do snap, and yes, I guess they do go crazy, but that's only a small percentage of bipolar sufferers. But it's more than just that. Bipolar affects your family, it can affect your job, your daily life, and your relationships with people. But before I go any further, let me break down the 3 different types of bipolar disorder. The first type of bipolar disorder is known as cyclothymia or cyclothymic disorder. This type of bipolar disorder is the least severe form of bipolar disorder that is known. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, cyclothymia is described as people who have episodes of hypomania that shift back and forth between mild depression for at least 2 years. However, the symptoms do not meet the requirements for any other type of bipolar disorder. So what does that mean? Well, for cyclothymia, their mania or hypomania that they have is a less severe form of mania, which we'll talk about later. Hypomania is described as feeling more outgoing than usual, having a little bit more energy, and being a little bit more talkative. People who experience hypomania say that they feel a little bit more productive. And then they have mild depression, which is just feeling a little bit down, then, a little bit more down than usual. The second type is bipolar 2. Bipolar 2 is more severe than cyclothymia, less severe than bipolar 1. The Mayo Clinic staff describes people with bipolar 2 as persons who have an elevated mood, irritability, and some changes in function, but are generally able to carry on with a normal daily routine. Again, instead of full-blown mania, bipolar 2 sufferers experience depression. The depression that comes with bipolar 2 is similar than the depression that comes with bipolar 2 is similar to the depression that happens with bipolar 1, except it's less severe. And again, they experience hypomania similar to cyclothymia. That came from the Mayo staff clinic, or the Mayo Clinic staff. Okay, now for the big one, bipolar 1. That is the disorder that generally gets the most attention because of the major difference in moods that one can have. Mania is what happens when one has a manic episode. Manic episodes consist of being easily distracted, less need for sleep, short-tempered, reckless behavior, poor judgment, reckless behavior like drug use, alcohol abuse, promiscuous activities, and getting yourself into severe debt. Normally, this manic episode can last for a few days or even a few months. Soon after the manic episode is over, however, most bipolar 1 people experience depression. These symptoms are similar to the depression symptoms experienced in bipolar 2. They normally last a little bit longer and can include increased thoughts of self-worthlessness and suicide as a small example. So when does one get bipolar disorder? Per PubMed Health, people normally show symptoms of bipolar disorder between the ages of 15 and 25. How does one get bipolar disorder? Is it something that you can contract like rabies? No. It's something that normally comes genetically. So if one person in your family does not have bipolar disorder, or if no one in your family has bipolar disorder, consider yourself lucky because you most likely are not going to get it. However, if you do have someone in your family who has bipolar disorder and you experience the symptoms that I've explained, you might want to get yourself checked out because it is a possibility that you have it. So why do people have bipolar? Why does their mood change and shit like that? It's because the neurotransmitters in their brain are connecting. So that causes for their crazy mood swings that everybody hears so much about. So, is there hope? Are you going to be crazy for the rest of your life? Or can Some medications include lithium, antidepressants, and anticonvulsants. Obviously, you cannot walk into a clinic and get this medication. You have to go to a psychiatrist to get, diagnosed and get medication if you need it. And if you want to get a psychiatrist or go to a psychiatrist in the Tampa Bay area, I suggest going to TampaBayPsychiatricServices.com. It's very hard living with somebody who has bipolar disorder, who is bipolar. It gets in the way of your family life. It gets in your way of your ability to function. It gets you into trouble with your job if it gets left untreated. Most people with bipolar disorder, bipolar 1, bipolar 2, normally experience drug abuse, alcohol abuse, experience more harm, like with suicide and self-harm. And also, there's been a study done on Psych Central. People who have bipolar disorder are more likely to experience eating disorders such as anorexia and bulimia. But if you think you do have bipolar disorder, there is help for it. You can get help, as mentioned earlier, by going to a psychiatrist and getting medication, going to counseling, and learning how to cope and live with it. Being bipolar does not have to be a curse that you live with. It's something that you can overcome. Okay, thank you all for coming tonight and listening, and feel free to visit some websites, www.mayoclinic.com, nimh.nih.gov, ncvi.nclm.nih.gov/PubMed Health for more